and summarize what has been said, basically, the whole day at the Public Accounts Committee. So, Nanatufo, we had the Education Ministry, we had the Communications and Digitalization Ministry, and then the Defense Ministry. Let's begin with the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu. What were some of the agencies that appeared there, and what were some of the things that were said?
Well, the Education Ministry was there with GTech. You had student loans as well. A number of questions were put to them based on infractions as captured in the Auditor General's report. And of course, you know Haruna Idrisu, his usual charisma. He appeared before there. As at some point, he appeared to be schooling them on law because you know him and his background with law. But I mean, I think basically what it was is that most of the things captured in the Auditor General's report regarding the allied agencies of the Education Ministry had been attended to, most of them rectified. So there wasn't too much of an issue with the Education Ministry. Of course, having Haruna Idrisu there, he answered to the questions. The committee appeared satisfied and then subsequently discharged him and his agencies.
So they spent quite a number of time on the communications ministry because there were some issues. And I heard the minister, Sam George, indicate that the Infraco deal, for instance, had been referred to the Attorney General. What else was shared?
So that Smart Infraco deal was based on a question put before the minister by the Member of Parliament for Empraeso, that's Davis Opoku-Ansah, regarding the financial obligation of Smart Infraco to government, which is in the region of some $6 million. And what it is that Smart Infraco has, as of yet, failed to honor this obligation. Now, the minister, when the question was put before him, indicated that the original contract of Smart Infraco, some addendums had been made to it, and now Smart Infraco has a full 100% stake in that particular deal. And therefore, according to him, Sam George, it is for Smart Infraco to pay the $6 million and not to ride on its own opinion and beliefs and decide how much it owes the government and how much it wants to pay. He did indicate that his fidelity as a minister is to the state and not to any other company. So his fidelity is to the state and to the Auditor General's report, and his interest is in protecting the public purse. And therefore, it is for Smart Infraco to make the payments owed the state, and in this case, some $6.7 million or so. A number of other issues came up, even regarding this same deal. The minister announced that as at when he was appointed minister early this year, somewhere February, NITA did not have any data of Ghanaians, and that it was in the possession of Smart Infraco, a private company. And he even linked it to the current issue with the Lightwave Health Information Management System, and that the Health Ministry had requested that the Communications Ministry, through its agencies, assist in the data regarding the new management system that the Health Ministry intends to roll out. That's the Ghana Health Information Management System platform. And that NITA is to spearhead this. But per what the minister is saying, Infraco is demanding that they be paid to do the job. And Sam George says, well, if Infraco is looking for some money, they should bring in new jobs, new contracts, and get paid for that. But this is one government agency extending a service to another government agency, for which reason he does not believe any payment should be made to Smart Infraco. And that all payments, if there need be, should be made to NITA, which is an agency under the Communications Ministry. So basically, the minister spoke extensively on this Smart Infraco deal. A number of other issues also came up in that minister's, appearance before PAC. You know, he was also there with his deputy. Mohammed Adam Suparu, who also had issue with the document being referenced by OPK, that's Davis Ansah Opoku, MP for Empraeso, which document actually is a report from Smart Infraco. And you know, Suparu, the MP for Sisala West and Deputy Comms Minister, also sits on the Public Accounts Committee. Right. So his argument was that how is it so that he, being a member and also a deputy minister, does not have a copy of the document from which Davis Opoku-Ansah, the Honorable MP for Empraeso, is referencing. However, the ranking, that's Samuel Atamil's rule that whatever reference they were going to make or work with will be the Auditor General's report. And so they had to stick with that and deal with the issues in the Auditor General's report. So basically, that was it for the comms minister. Quite extensive on this particular smart infraco deal. A number of other issues regarding the Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission, then the Ghana Post itself, and of course some other agencies, allied agencies under the Ministry for Communication, Digital Innovation and Technology. Yeah. But
rather interestingly, the defense deputy defense minister, I mean,
and as Broja Jemfi.
Yes,
quite brief.
Yes.
Well, I think
it was asked a question or two.
It was just one question. So I mean, or typically you take your oath and then you swear by whether the Bible, the Quran, and then you do the introductions. And then after that, I think the only question that was posed had to do with the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, the KIPTC. And of course, it looks like it was a clean slate, a clean slate for the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. And so there wasn't much to be asked. So basically, after one question, they were discharged together with the ministry. The thinking is that, you know, some of these things, defense and intelligence, has bearing on national security. And so you wouldn't want to do much. Recall there was a point at the PAC, some infractions that were raised in the Auditor General's report had to do with national security having employed certain persons. So there were concerns about unearned salaries and payments made to for want of a better word, persons who were not actually registered in the books. However, it was discovered later when the various ministries appeared before the Public Accounts Committee that these persons were under the employ of national security. And so not too much was said about it. So perhaps that could be the reasoning why there wasn't too much to be dealt with regarding the defense ministry. But of course, the Public Accounts Committee will continue to sit. When they sit, they look into infractions as captured in the Auditor General's report. Quite an interesting session today. I mean, all ministries that appear, 3 big ministries, that's education, communication, digital technology, and innovation, and then you had defense. 3 big ministries appearing before the Public Accounts Committee.
Will that be all for the day, or you are taking a break?
It looks like that will be all for today. So the committee will if you like, close their sittings for today, and then they reconvene tomorrow. Hopefully, we get communication on which ministry or allied agencies will appear before the committee tomorrow. And then, of course, our cameras will be there. We'll bring viewers live proceedings from PAC.
All right. So stay tuned to Channel 1 TV. We'll be bringing you details of the Public Accounts Committee. And as and when they sit, we're bringing you what the ministries have to say, as well as their allied agencies. This will be a coverage for today. I am Zoe Abubeidwado, and I was joined in studio by Nana Tufo Boateng, who is the head of news here at Channel 1 TV. Thank you so much for your time. We'll resume regular programming.